You think you know ancient Egypt? Think again. What if I told you that behind the pyramids and pharaohs lies a world far stranger than you could ever imagine? A world of bizarre rituals, shocking beliefs, and mind-bending practices. Today, we're counting down the top 10 craziest things you never learned in history class about ancient Egypt. Get ready, because the secrets of the Nile are about to be revealed. Number 10. Animal mummies by the million. We all know Egyptians mummified their pharaohs, but what about their pets? Not just cats and dogs. Archaeologists have discovered entire catacombs packed to the ceiling with mummified animals. We're talking millions of them. Ibises, crocodiles, baboons, even beetles. These weren't just beloved pets. They were mass-produced offerings to the gods. Entire industries existed just to breed, kill, and mummify these creatures. Imagine vast temple complexes running what were essentially mummy factories, churning out millions of sacred offerings for pilgrims. It was a business, a religion, and a spectacle, all rolled into one. Number 9. The world's first pregnancy test. How did ancient Egyptians know if a woman was expecting? Their method was unique. A woman would urinate on 2 separate bags of seeds, 1 barley and 1 wheat. If the barley sprouted, it was a boy. If the wheat sprouted, a girl. If neither sprouted, she wasn't pregnant. Now this sounds like pure superstition, right? But here's the crazy part. Modern scientists tested this. They found that the estrogen in a pregnant woman's urine can actually stimulate seed growth with about 70% accuracy. As for predicting the gender, well, that part was a 50-50 guess. Still, for a test developed over 3,000 years ago, that's astonishingly clever. Number 8. A police force of baboons. Forget police dogs. The ancient Egyptians used something far more intimidating: baboons and monkeys. Paintings from tombs show trained monkeys and baboons accompanying law enforcement on their patrols. These weren't just mascots. They were highly skilled members of the force. With their sharp teeth, agility, and intelligence, they were excellent at catching thieves. Imagine a criminal trying to flee, only to be tackled by a screeching, biting baboon. It's a terrifyingly effective deterrent. They were the ultimate, unexpected backup. Number 7. Bread and beer as payment. In ancient Egypt, your salary wasn't paid in gold coins. It was paid in beer and bread. The entire economy was based on a barter system, and the standard unit of payment was a ration of bread and beer. Laborers who built the Great Pyramids, for example, received several loaves of bread and over a gallon of beer per day. This wasn't just for getting tipsy. The beer was thick and nutritious, almost like a porridge, and formed a core part of their diet. It was currency, food, and drink all in one. So next time you're at work, just imagine getting your paycheck and a six-pack and a baguette. Number 6. Magic and medicine were the same thing. Got a headache? You might get a prescription for some willow bark, a known source of aspirin. But you'd also get a magic spell to recite while you took it. In ancient Egypt, there was no line between science and sorcery. Doctors were also magicians. Every illness was believed to have a supernatural cause: a demon, an angry god, or a curse. So, treatments were a two-pronged attack. They'd use practical remedies, some of which were surprisingly effective, like honey for wounds due to its antibacterial properties. But they would simultaneously perform rituals, use amulets, and chant incantations to drive out the evil spirits responsible. For them, a healing potion was useless without the magic words to activate it. Number 5. The cult of the pharaoh's afterlife. We know pharaohs were buried with treasure, but the scale is hard to comprehend. It wasn't just about being comfortable in the afterlife. It was about recreating their entire world. King Tut's tomb was filled with over 5,000 items: golden chariots, furniture, board games, 130 of his used walking sticks, and even underwear. They believed the pharaoh would continue his royal duties in the next world and needed everything at his disposal. Servants, scribes, and even pets were sometimes sacrificed to join him. This wasn't just a burial. It was a cosmic relocation project, ensuring the king's power continued to stabilize the universe, even after death. Number 4. Makeup for everyone. And for magical protection. That iconic black eyeliner you see in Egyptian art. It wasn't just for fashion. Both men and women of all social classes wore it. The kohl liner was made from ground galena, a lead-based mineral. They believed it had magical healing properties and, more importantly, that it could ward off the evil eye and protect them from malevolent spirits. It also had a practical purpose. The dark liner reduced the sun's glare, much like a football player's eye black. So it was part sunglasses, part spiritual shield, and part beauty statement. Talk about a multi-purpose product. Number 3. The terrifying opener of the mouth ceremony. How do you make a mummy talk, eat, and see again in the afterlife? You perform a ritual that is as gruesome as it sounds. The opener of the mouth ceremony was a critical part of the funeral. A priest, wearing a leopard skin, would take a collection of ritual tools, including an adze, which is a type of blade. They would then touch these tools to the mouth, eyes, nose, and ears of the mummy or a statue of the deceased. This symbolic act was believed to magically reanimate the senses, allowing the person's spirit to function in the afterlife. It was the final, terrifying step to unlock eternal life. Number 2. The curse of the broken noses. Ever notice how so many Egyptian statues have their noses broken off? For a long time, historians thought it was just the result of time and erosion. But the truth is much more deliberate and sinister. The damage is often too precise. Ancient Egyptians believed that a person's spirit, or QA, could inhabit a statue of them. To truly kill an enemy, even one who was long dead, you had to destroy their image. Breaking the nose of a statue was believed to stop the spirit from breathing, effectively suffocating it in the afterlife. It was a form of supernatural vandalism, an act of magical warfare designed to erase someone from eternity. And now, for the number 1 craziest thing about ancient Egypt. Akhenaten, the heretic king. Imagine if a world leader today declared that all major religions were wrong, and everyone must now worship the sun. That's essentially what Pharaoh Akhenaten did. In a radical move that shook Egypt to its core, he abolished the entire pantheon of traditional gods. Ra, Osiris, Isis, all of them manned, declared that there was only one true God. The Aten represented as the physical disk of the sun. He moved the capital city, changed the artistic style to a strange, almost alien form, and threw the country into chaos. After his death, Egyptians were so furious that they tried to erase him from history, tearing down his monuments and chiseling his name from every record. He was the world's first known monotheist, and his radical revolution was so shocking that Egypt spent generations trying to forget it ever happened. The ancient world still hides secrets. More videos soon.